Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Karibuni tena kwa hii paper letu STEGA Series. Tutafanya grade 9 paper leo, na kama tunavyotujua sisi tunaitwa Mind Mastery Tutor. So don't forget to subscribe to the session and kindly share this link. This is a live session. You can share it. So you can share this link to your friends so that they can benefit from this session. So hizi ni paper za mahitaji, kuna za JSMA, kuna za STEGAs, kuna STAR, I don't know, there are many papers, but at the end of this playlist, kuna playlist pia at the end of this lesson. Ukibofya you find other papers that includes grade 8 and also grade 9. So without further ado, let's start the session. Section A, there are usually two sections, section A and section B. Section A has 20 marks, section B has 80 marks. 80 marks, so it gives you a total of 100 marks. So if you see section A is usually multiple choices. Section B has no multiple choices where you have to work out, and each question is rewarded marks. So if it is 2 marks, 3 marks, depends with how the question was set. So swali la kwanza, find the total value of digit 4 in the number below. So ukiangalia hapa 4 iko wapi? Place value yenyewe ya 4 ni 1000. So the simplest way, you just take 4 times 1000 and you get 4000. So another way maybe of doing it is just to take 4, now add 0, 0. So basically it is your answer. Question 2, which of the following number is most divisible by 11? How do you know a number is divisible by 11? Very simple. A number is divisible by 11 if the difference of the sum of its alternating digits is either 0 or a multiple of 11 or 11 itself, in which ukiangalia hapa kuna 6, this 3, 8, those are alternating digits. Ukiadd hizo 6 plus 3 plus 8, it will give you 17. So, and if you take if you take the others, 2 plus 5 plus 4, it gives you 9. So 19, 17 minus 9 is around 8, I think. Is it true? 2 plus 5, 7. 7 plus 4 is 11. So it gives you 11. So it's 17 minus 11. Yeah, 17 minus 11. 17 minus 11, which basically gives you 6. Oh, 6 is not 0. No, it's just a multiple of 11. So let's go to choice B. The same thing. 6 plus 8 plus 5 gives us a whooping sum of 19. Now minus 3 plus 4, which is 7, ambayo itakuwa 12. So if you look at the other question, the same thing, 8 plus 5 plus 3, itakuwa 13 plus 3, which is 16, and the others 9, 11, 1 and 7, itakuwa 17, itakuwa -1, but yani still bado yani is not 0 nor a multiple of 11. So basically choice D is your answer, but let's confirm. 6 plus 1 plus 7 gives us 14, and 9 plus 5 gives us 14, which is just the difference is 0. So basically D is your answer. So let's go to choice question 3. Question 3, umeulizwa find the size of the angle marked X. Now, just like you see in the diagram, this is a triangle, and the sum of the triangle, or the sum of angles in a triangle, add up to 180. So basically what we're saying is, if you take 3x, okay, plus x plus 5x gives us 180 degrees. So if you add this all up, 4x plus 5x gives us 9x is equal to 180 degrees. Divide by 9, divide by 9. And x basically gives you 20 degrees. So your answer is 20 degrees. As simple as that. Let's go to the other question. Question 4. When a certain number is divided by 30, 45, or 54, there's always a remainder of 21. Basically, what this question wants you to do is to find the LCM of 30, 45, and 54. To find a number that can divide by 30, 45, and 54. But remember, there's always a remainder of 21. So basically, the answer that you get after finding out the LCM of 30, 45, and 54, you add it to 21. So utafanya nini? Njoo hapa, andika 30, andika 45, andika 54, and find LCM of these two. Is it 2? 3 numbers. Okay. So basically, I'm not drawing that accurately, but as long as you understand the objective behind it, well and best. So let's find the LCM. So 2 can get into 30, 45, yani waweza ikaenda kwa 30 mara 15, 45, no, 54, by 2 gives you 27. Then divide by 2, no, you divide by 3 because 2 cannot is not divisible into 2 cannot go into 15, 45, not 27. So 3 can go into 15 5 times. 45, how many times does it go to 45? 15 times. And it goes into 27 9 times. Still divide by 3, so it gives you 5. And here gives you 3, but it can't go into 5, therefore you just drop the 5. Then you remove the 3, leaving you with 5 and 5, and then remove the 5. So nadhani hapa tumeeleweka. So your LCM will be 2 times 3 cubed because there's 3 3's times 5. So 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27, 7 times 2 is 54, and 54 times 5 gives you 270. So basically, your LCM is 270, but remember, there's a remainder of 21. So you add 21 into it, and it gives you 291. So basically, if I take 291, divide it into by 30, or 45, or 54, it gives me a remainder of 21. But 270 won't give you any remainder, it gives you the exact number of times. Without any remainder. Tumeelewana? Yani ukichukua 270 ukidivide kwa 30, 45 na 54 haitakupa remainder yoyote. But sasa ukiadd kwa 21, which is 291, ndo ukichukua 291 ukidivide kwa 30, 45 ama 54 itakupa remainder ya 21. Okay, simplify. 3x plus 5x minus 3. What you do, you collect like terms, in which like terms ni 3x na 5x. Minus 3 is not a like term to those numbers. So basically, 3x plus 5x ni 8x. You just add the coefficients. Utachukua 3, uta-add kwa 5, which gives you 8x minus 3. Na wanafunzi wengi wafanya hii misconception where they think that 8x will subtract kwa 3 and then they get 5x, which is very wrong. So 8x minus 3 is just 8x minus 3 is the same. When you say 2x plus 2, it's just 2x plus 2. It's not 4x. So that is your answer. So let's go to question 6. Basically, this is a very easy paper. Question 6 says, find the area of a triangle whose base is 10 centimeter and its height is 6 centimeter. So this is a triangle, a right angle triangle. And how do you find the area of a right angle triangle? That is given by this formula, a half times base times height. This is your base and this is your height. So basically, I'll just take a half, multiply by the base, which is 10, multiply by the height, which is 6. So if you take 10 times 6 gives you 60, divide by 2 because of the half. So basically it gives you 30 what? Centimeter square. Sometimes they can't give you, they'll give you choices as 30 centimeter and another choice which gives you 30 square centimeters. So hapo lazima uwe makini. So make sure your area is always answered in square centimeter or square meters or square kilometers. So basically this is our answer, choice A. Question 7. A driver fueled her truck at a fuel station. So she paid 27,161 for 173 liters of diesel. How much will she pay if she fueled the truck with 250 liters of diesel? So basically what we need to find here is to find out how much will she pay if it was for 1 liter only. So if you want to find out how much she pays for 1 liter, so you basically just take 27,161, you divide it by 173, and the answer that you'll have through a long process of division, it's 157 if I'm not wrong. But let me confirm using my calculator. Since you're grade 7 students, you're allowed to use a calculator, but if in case you're not allowed, it will be stated there. So you'll get 157 shillings per liter. Okay, so for each liter she'll pay like at most 157 shillings. So, and you've been told how much should she pay if she filled the truck with 250 liters. So if it's 250 liters, you basically take 250, okay, liters times the 157. So, yeah, 157 per liter. So per liter, how will I describe it? Per liter. Okay, per liter. So the liter will get removed. So if you take 250 times 157, how much does it give you? It gives you 39,250. Yeah? So which is this as your answer? So 39,250. So, okay, let's go to the other question. Question 8, we've been told find the value of x in the factor 3 below. In the factor 3 below. Very easy question. Sijaona swali rahisi kama hii. So now you don't have the number. Your number is x. But you did a factor 3 where you got your prime numbers as follows in the tree diagram. So if you want to find x, you just take the prime numbers, you multiply them. So you just take 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which is basically just saying like 3 power 4. So 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27, 27 times 3 is around 81. So basically what you're saying is your answer for x is 81. Or you can do like 3 times 3, which is 9, 3 times 3, which is 9, 9 times 9 gives you 81. So this is your answer. So question 9, what is the value of 4/5 plus a third plus a half? So for this type of questions, since the denominators are the numbers which are below the numerators, which is 5, 3 na 2. So watafuta LCM ya 5, 3 na 2 mwanzo, in which both of the yani 3 of those numbers are prime numbers. So if it's a prime number, so what you just need to do, you just multiply those prime numbers to find its LCM. Ikiwa zote ni prime number, kupata LCM uta multiply hizo number zote, in which your LCM will therefore become 5 times 3 times 2, which is 30. So LCM ni 30. 30 divided by 5 ni ngapi? Ni 6. 10 times na 4, which is 24. Plus 30 ukidivide na 3 ni ngapi? 10 times 1 utakupa 10 bado. 30 divided by 2 ni 15 times 1 bado ni 15. So 24 plus 10 plus 15 plus 30 itakupa 34 plus 15, which is 49 out of 30. So 49 out of 30, hii ni improper fraction, ofaa ubadilishe kwa mixed fraction. Yani mixed fraction ni nini? Ni fraction ambayo iko na whole number and a fraction to it. So wajiuliza 30 yaingia kwa 49 mara ngapi? Yaingia mara moja. So it gives you one whole number. So from that 49 utabakia na ngapi? Ukisubtract 30, you'll remain with 19 over 30. So that is basically your answer. So your answer is 119 over 30. So sorry, right. Question 10. A science, a technology practical lesson started at 2:35 p.m. At what time did this start in 24 hours clock system? So usually anything past midday exceeds the 12:00 hours. Sawa. Lakini ikifika saa 6 za dhuhuri utaandika 12:00 hours. So ikiwa ni saa 7 utachukua 12 plus 1 if it exceeds the midday. So basically anything which is PM, you just add 12 to it. So 235, just add the 12 hours, 1200 hours, and basically you just get 1435 hours. So if it is not PM, si lazima add 1200 hours, you just leave the way it is. So let's say for example umeambia 235 AM, sio? So utaacha hivyo hivyo, but you'll start with 0235 hours. But for this case, in PM, so just add 12. And then the answer that you'll get is your true answer, which is 1435 hours. So, question 11. A teacher wrote the work below on a card and showed to her class. Calculate the answer in the following using task, which is board mass. So, 895 plus 1025 divided by 5. So board mass basically is just an order of addition, subtraction, division, all of those, an order of solving expressions. So if you look at this, there's no brackets, so just eliminate the brackets. There's no O, which is off. There is division. So in this expression, you see a division. So you first divide. So utachukua 1025 divided by 5. So 1025 divided by 5. So 5 goes into 10 2 times. So 10 divided by 5 itakupa 2. Subtracting 10 itakupa chochote, ukishukisha 2 itakupa 2. So 5 goes into 2 0 times. So therefore, you'll subtract by 0. You'll finally end up with 25. So 5 goes into 25 5 times, giving you 25. So your final answer is not 205, but 1025 divided by 5 gives you 205, and then add to 895. So 895 niki add kwa 205 itanipa ngapi? 5 plus 5 basically is 10. Carry 1 hapa, 9 plus 1 is 10. Carry 1 hapa. So 8 plus 1 ni 9, 9 plus 2 ni 11. So your final answer hapa ni 1100. So this is a simple way of addition. So answer yako iko wapi? Answer yako ni hapa. So remember, after division kuna multiplication, lakini hakuna multiplication hapa. So we go into addition. Hakuna subtraction. Okay. So question 12. A square board has an area of 144 square units. So basically this one is your square board. So your area here is 144 square units. So how do you find the sides? Which is very easy. Remember, area is given by side times side for you to get area of a square. So if you want to find out its side, so remember S squared is 144. If you want to find S, you do the square root of 144. So square root here 144 ni 12. Okay, with two numbers, if you multiply, gives you 144, which is basically 12 units. So let's continue. Question 13. If 25 learners took an exam and 4 of them failed, what percentage of them passed the exam? So basically 4 of them failed. 4 failed. So you ask yourself, how many passed? See, wangapi wamepass? So how do you find those number of learners that passed? You just take the total minus those who failed. Utachukua wale ambao wako pale, utasubtract kwa wale ambao wamefeli. Answer, you'll have the learners that passed. So 21 learners passed. So basically, how do you find percentage? You'll take the learners that passed, divide by the total learners, then multiply to 100. Utatafuta vipi percentage? Utachukua wale ambao wamepasi, utadivide na wale ambao wako kwenye class. So 21 over 25 times 100. So 25 yaingia 100 mara ngapi? Mara 4. Sawa? So that's how we do it. 21 times 4 gives you 84%. So very easy. Tuendelee. Question 14. The ratio between the number of Anita's cousin and the number of John's cousin is 5:8. If Anita has 15 cousins how many cousins does John have? So look at the ratio. Ratio ni 5:8. 5 is represented by Anita, John is represented by 8. So now Anita has 15. But now you don't know how many cousins does John have. But you ask yourself, how did I end up with 15 from 5? Sio, wajiuliza hiyo 15 nipata vipi na nilikuwa na 5 katika hiyo ratio. Utapata vipi? Utafanya nini? Utamultiply 3 kwa 5 ndio upate 50. So since it's the same ratio, John pia yamaanisha atachukua 8 atamultiply 3 ndio apate idadi ya cousins. So you just take 8 multiply by 3 to get 24. So you ask yourself, how many cousins does John have? The answer is basically 24. So the total number of cousins is 15 plus 24, which is 39. Okay. Very simple. See you. Okay, let's continue. Question 15. Calculate 2x plus 8 equal to 20. So hapa umeambiwa utafute x. What is x equivalent to? So 2x plus 8 ndo equal to 20. 8 utapeleka the other side. Therefore, you'll subtract 8, giving you 2x with 12. So utabakiwa na 2x equal to 12. So for you to get x peke yake, you need to divide by 2. You need to divide by 2. Therefore, your final answer becomes 6. So answer ni 6. So question rahisi. Maswali haya sijui nani aliyetunga, but mimi naona hapa the learner can get all the questions correct. So therefore, I think this qualifying test is more basically 100% transition. So waweza pata 100 over 100. Question 16. Which of the following best describe the solutions to the inequality shown below? So for you to solve the inequality shown below, you'll just do the same way as I did in the last question. So you'll just assume that here greater, I don't know if it's greater, equal, or is greater only. But for now, I'll assume it's greater to have. So you'll assume it to be like an equal sign. So you do the same process. So here 3L minus 6 greater than 8. Negative 6 peleka the other side. So basically you just adding 6 and 6 here. So at the end of the day, your answer will be 3L is greater than 8 plus 6, which is 14. Now, I can divide by 3, I can divide by 3 for me to get L. But the answer to that solution won't be available in the choices that is given. So the only choice that you have here for now is choice D. The other choices are irrelevant and wrong. Kwa sababu L hapa hata ukidivide na 3, divide by 3, itakupa L to be greater than 14 over 3, in which choice A, B, C na D haijaandikwa 14 over 3. So basically you just leave your answer that way. 3L is greater than 14. Sawa. Haya. Si ni rahisi jamaa. Tayari section A ushapiga 20 out of 20. Question 17. A coffee processing factory. A coffee processing factory. They process 80,000 kilograms of coffee. So you've been asked how many tons of coffee did the factory process. Remember, for 1 ton, you'll get 1,000 kilograms from it. So for example, if the question was asking you to convert kgs into tons, basically what you need to do, you'll take the kilograms, you divide by 1,000 for you to get tons. So for this case, you'll take the 80,000, sawa, you divide by 1,000. So hapo utafanya nini? Utachukua hiyo 80,000, utadivide na 1,000 upate nini? Tons. So the 3 zeros cancelled out with the 3 zeros at top. Na utabakia na 80. So your answer is 80 tons. So 80 tons. Tuendelee ama tusiendelee? Question 18. And also, as I continue, I won't forget my fair friends ambao wa celebrate Eid leo. So Eid Mubarak to you all. And I hope you have a successful day. So with that, also, I pray kama kuna mbuzi nitumie kwangu. Niko Mombasa. You can send mbuzis. Sawa. Mbuzi, waweza tuma mbuzi kwa wingi. Okay. Question 18 says a grade 9 learner wrote the question on the chalkboard. 9 plus 2 times 18 minus 2. What's the correct answer? See, but you're asking yourself, what's the correct answer? So now you'll use the same approach, which is board mass. But in UK, you'd use bit mass. There are many ways of expressing an acronym. So basically, here you'll use board mass. There's no brackets, there's no off, there's no division. The only thing that you remain with is multiplication, addition, and subtraction. You first start with multiplication. Utaanza na multiplication. Now this is a misconception most of the students do. Kitu ambao mwanafunzi atafanya hapa, atachukua 9 plus 2, atasema 11, then 18 minus 2, atasema ni 16, atachukua 11 times 16, which is basically wrong. So first start with nini? Multiplication. So you take 2 times 18. So 2 times 18 ni 36. Utabakiwa na 9 plus 36 minus 2. So you take this first. 9 plus 36 is 45, but the multiplication ni addition. But hapa, waweza anza na addition, waweza anza na subtraction, whichever. But for now, let's start with addition. 9 plus 36 gives you 45. Subtract 2, it gives you 43. And basically, that is your answer. So, tuendelee. Question 19. A trader bought a television set for 55,000. He spent 3,000 to transport it. Also, later he sold the television set, making a profit of 3,500 shillings. What was the selling price of the TV set? Now, when you're selling something and you're making a profit, you don't only count for the TV, the buying price for the TV set only. You have to include the cost that you incurred to buy that TV. So, in which yani, your TV si cost 55,000. Kweli ya cost 55,000. But now, wewe hujatumia 55,000 tu peke yake kupata hiyo TV. You also used an incremental cost of 3,000. Yani umeongeza 3,000 for transporting it. So basically, you paid 58,000 shillings to get that TV. So, you did not pay for 55,000. Hujalipa 55,000 peke yake. So if someone is making a profit from it, you also have to incur the expense of transportation. So the question says, what was the selling price? How do you get the selling price? You take the selling price, you take the cost plus the profit. So the total cost here was 58,000, and then you add to the profit itself, which is 3,500. It gives you a whopping sum of 61,500. So on shillings, which is this. Maswali rahisi. Question 20. What is the volume of a rectangular box whose length, breadth, and height is 2p, 4q, and 8r? For you to calculate the volume of any 3D object of any shape, usually take cross-sectional area times length. But in our case, we are taught that for you to calculate a cuboid, so what do? You take length times width times height. Your width being the breadth, your width and your breadth. So utafanya nini? Utachukua 2p times 4q times 8r. Sawa. Na hapa mwanzo twende mos. 2 times 4 itakupa 8. 8 times 8 ni 64. Haya, mtu mna akili yake, ukiulizwa p times q times r, usije ukaandika sijui p squared sijui nini. No, you just join those letters. Therefore, you get PQR. So your answer is 64. 𝐿𝐷𝐄R. So don't ignore those letters, they are very crucial to this question. Sawa. Haya, na C64 P plus Q, no, is 64 𝐷𝐄R. Usiseme sijui there are unlike terms hapa, we are not dealing with addition, we're dealing with multiplication. So when you multiply those letters and multiply those numbers. So section B. So section B, you can pause the video to solve for the first question, but for me, I'll solve it for you. Question 1, solve for the value of x. 5 power 5x equal to 625. Hii topic ni gani? Hii topic ni indices. Sawa. Na indices ni topic rahisi. There are many rules to it. Sawa. Kuna rule ya product, kuna rule ya quotient. Yani product yamaanisha ukimultiply two numbers with the same bases, what do you usually do with the powers? You add the powers. But for now, we won't apply those rules here. The only rule that you'll apply is for you making, the only rule that you'll apply here is to ensure that this 625, you make it to have a base 5. Sawa. Yani hiyo 625 kwa uwe na base 5 ndo iwe similar na ile ambayo iko kwa left. So 625 ni 5 power ngapi? Very easy. Wachora hiyo, waandika hiyo 625. Okay, in which nimechora vibaya. Waje hapa 625. Sawa. So wanafanya nini? Wa divide na 5 upate 125, wa divide na 5 tena upate 25, wa divide na 5 upate 5, wa divide na 5 upate 1. So basically hii ni 5 power ngapi? 5 power 4. So hapa umeambiwa 5 power 5x is equal to 5 power 4. Sawa. Sasa ushafanya bases ziwe sawa. The only thing that will remain to accomplish is to equate the powers, wafaa equate the powers, yani hizo powers wafaa uzifanye ziwe similar. Sawa. So utaandika 5x equal to 4. So you drop the bases and you just equate the powers. And then afterwards you divide by 5 for you to get x. And x is equivalent to 4 over 5, or x is equivalent to 0.8. So all of them are correct answers. Umeona, maswali haya ni rahisi sana. In junior schools soccer matches, I don't know if junior schools play soccer. Do you play soccer or do you play football? So, but I don't know sahi watoto wa sahi si kama wa CBC wa grade not wa grade wa 844 watu walikuwa wakicheza bodi. I don't know currently if people and junior schools play football. If you play football, you can comment there. Niambie, do you play football or you prefer basketball? Yeah. Question 2 of section B. In junior school soccer matches, the following represents the points earned by 14 teams, which is 2, 12, 3, 4, 13, 15, 12, 13, 13, 5, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Roman 1, state the mode of the data, which is 2 marks. Roman 2, calculate the median. And I think Roman 3 is to calculate the mean. So, all in all, let's find the mode. What is a mode? What is the mode of the data? The mode of the data is the number with the highest frequency. A seen is the number that is frequently seen. So which number in this data is frequently seen? So ukiangalia 2 iko kuna 2 moja. Ukiangalia 12 kuna 12 mara mbili. Ukiangalia 3 there are only 2 3s. Ukiangalia 4s there are only 2 4s. Ukiangalia 13 sasa kuna mara 3. 13 13 13. Ukiangalia 15 mara moja. 12 mara moja. 12 mara mbili. 5 mara mbili. 3 mara mbili. 4 mara moja na 6. 4 mara mbili na 6 mara mbili. So the only one which is frequently seen is 13. Why? It's because you'll see it 3 times. So very easy. Roman 2, calculate the median. Now, how do you calculate the median? First step is to arrange the numbers from the lowest to the highest. So hapa utaanza kuandika the lowest and then ascending to the highest. So let's start with 2 followed by 3s. So how many 3s are there? 2 3s only. Followed by 4, 2 4s, followed by 5. Basically, if you're writing down, make sure you eliminate them also so that you avoid confusion. So 1 2s, 2 3s, 2 4s, 1 5, and then you go to 6, 1 6 as well. 7s, no, 8, 9, hakuna 9, hakuna 10, kuna 11, kuna 12, lakini 2 12s. So you write 2 12s. You have 2 3 13s. This and this. We have 15. Basically, how many 5s did you write? We have 2 5s, by the way. So we are supposed to write 2 5s. So let me just write 2 5s here. We have how many 15s? Just 1 15s. So that's all. So let's cancel out each other. We cancel here, we cancel here. Tutatoa hii. As you cancel on the left, you also cancel it on the right. Now, so 4 numbers so far we've cancelled. This one, this one, this one with this one, and you remain with 2 numbers. Sometimes you can remain with 1 number, but now for this question, you remain with 2 numbers. Now, tuwezi andika 2 numbers, you find the mean of those 2 numbers. Utafanya 5 plus 6 divided by 2, or find the average. So 5 plus 6 ni 11, divided by 2 ni 5.5. Sawa. Ukipata namba 2, utafanya nini? Utachukua hizo namba 2, utaziadd, halafu utadivide na 2. Calculate the mean. Now, calculating the mean is also easy. So basically, you're just adding all of these numbers. So let's add all of these numbers. Yeah. So how many 2s do you have? Only 1 2s. We have 2 3s. So basically, I'm just doing 2 times 3. We have 2 4s, 2 times 4. So we have 2 5s, 2 times 5. We have 1 6. We have 2 12s. So we have 3 13s. And we have 1 16. So ukiangalia vizuri, 2 times 3 ni 6. 2 times 4 ni 8. 2 times 5 ni 10. Hapa ni 6. 2 times 12 ni 24. Na 3 times 13 ni 39 plus 16. And then divide by the numbers that are there. Kuna how many numbers? Ukihesabu wewe mwenyewe 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. So there are 14 numbers in total. So divide by 14. So add those numbers. So 2 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10 plus 6 plus 24 plus 39 plus 16. Itakupa 111. Then 111 divided by 14. But I can confirm. Let me confirm. 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 5 plus 5 plus 6 plus 12 mara 2 plus 13 plus 13 plus 13 plus 13. Did I leave one number? Did I leave one number? One number. Was there 15? Maybe there was 15, which I can't say. So 15. Was there 16? 16. No, there wasn't 16. It was 15 basically. So this one, I think it was 15. Okay, but since this is 15, not 16. So basically, this is 15. There's no 16 in the question. If I look at it, let me look at it carefully second. Yeah, there's no 16, there's just 15. So sorry about for that, and let me correct it here. So it's supposed to be 15. That's why. Okay. So if I add all of them now correctly, plus 4 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 12 plus 12 plus 13 plus 15 gives you 105. So, and you get 105 divided by 14. Let's confirm. Let's just confirm 2 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10 plus 6 plus 24 plus 39 plus 15. See 105 or 1? Here it's written no, there's no 105, but instead it should be 110. But let me just confirm from here. Sometimes I can get it wrong. Sometimes I can get it right. So it depends. Two results. So let me just confirm again. 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 5 plus 5, 6 plus 12 plus 12 plus 13, 13 plus 13 plus 15. Yes, we confirmed it is on 110. So basically this is 110. Sometimes a question like this you need to confirm several times to be sure. So 110 divided by 40. So utachukua 110 utadivide na 40. Gives me a 7.86, or for significant figure it can be 7.850. Okay, so I hope I'm correct. I can also confirm with choice with the answer above. And I think it's correct so far. So far it's correct. So I don't think there's any issues to it. Just let me look for something. Yeah. So question 3, solve the simultaneous equation. 5 marks. Okay. Don't know why they give you 5 marks. So basically this is equation 1. This is equation 2. Now in a simultaneous equation there are two ways. Either you use elimination or you use substitution. For this case, let me use substitution since it's the easiest among the students. So you write this down, 3x plus 4y is equivalent to 17. And you have 2x plus 3y is equivalent to 12. There are two unknowns. So therefore you need to remove one unknown. For this case, I want to remove x. So, and how do you remove x and you just remain with y? You look at the x which is up and the one which is down. So how do you make them similar? For you to make the x to be similar, you multiply the two numbers. You multiply those two numbers. So let's take 3. You put the 3 here, and let's take 2. You put the 2 here. Okay. So 2 times 3, x is 6x, and 2 times 4 is 8y, equal to 17 times 2 basically ni 34. Sawa, tumesema nini? Hii 2 nitaipeleka hapa juu, nita multiply nao kwa hiyo equation 1, na hiyo 3 ambayo iko juu nitaipeleka chini, and I'll multiply each number by 3. So the same with the one which is down. 3 times 2x, 6x. 3 times 3 is 9y. 12 times 3 is 36. Now when you subtract them, okay, you subtract them. Why do you subtract them? Is because if you look at 6x and 6x, both of them have same signs. Zote ziko na same sign. Why? Zote ziko na addition. So zote zianza na positive. Therefore same signs subtract, different signs add. So you subtract, 6x gets cancelled out. 8y minus 9y gives you minus y, and 34 minus 36 gives you minus 2. So divide by -1, divide by -1, so that you get your y to be equivalent to 2. positive 2. Negative 2 divided by negative 1 ni positive 2. Sawa. So tushapata y, bado nini? Bado x. So you take any of the equation. Let me take the first equation. You say 3x plus 4y is equivalent to 17, right? Tumeelewana? So you already know your y, so you substitute your y with 2. So pale ambapo kuna y utaweka 2. So 4 times 2 equal to 17. Sawa. So utapata 3x plus 8 equal to 17. 8 peleka the other side, itakuwa 3x equal to 17 minus 8, which is basically 9. So, and then divide by 3. Divide by 3, x yako itakuwa ni 3. So your x is 3 and your y is 2. So let me just write it here. X is equal to 3 and y is equal to 2. 5 marks za bure. Hey, let's go to the other question. Given that a equal to 6, b equal to 4, and c equal to 2. So find a plus 2b over c plus b of a minus c. So a wajua ni 6, so tuanze kuandika 6, shamaliza. 2b ni 2 times b, which is 2 times 4, shamaliza. Now pia divide by c, c yetu ni 2, hiyo pia tushamaliza now. Okay, plus b is 4, so 4 over a minus c, which is 6 minus 2. Tushamaliza nao zote. So basically we've used everything and we've substituted each letter with its appropriate number. So 2 times 4 ni 8, so 6 plus 8 divided by 2, and 6 minus 2 ni 4. So this is 4. 6 plus 8 ni 14 divided by 2 plus 4 divided by 4. 14 divided by 2 ni ngapi? Ni 7. So sije ukaona ni swali ngumu. So 7 plus 4 divided by 4 ni 1. Answer ni 8. So answer yako hapa ni 8. Sawa? Sawa sawa. Tumeelewana. Question 4 shamaliza. Question 5. Question 5. Question 5 wameambiwa using mathematical table to find the cube of the following. So using mathematical table to find the cube of the following. Okay. Choice A ni 17.15. So 17.15. So utatafuta cube ya hizo numbers. So kuna mathematical tables zingine ziko na cube root, hazina cube. Okay? Na kuna zingine ziko na cube, hazina cube root. So it depends on which you are using, but mostly I think you are using the cube tables. Okay, so how do you solve for this case? Utatafuta 1, utaandika standard form 1.715 times 10 power 1, and you'll cube it. So if you cube 1.715, ukitafuta kwenye mathematical table, cube ya 1.715 ni ngapi? 5.044. So ni 5.044. Ukitafuta cube ya 10 power 1 is just 10 power 3. Basically your answer will be 5044. So ukiangalia hiyo pia the same thing, you write it in standard form. You basically write 2.4637 times 10 power ngapi? Ukiangalia hapa ni power negative 2. So you'll cube this as well. So cube ya 2.4637. For significant figure utaandika vipi? Utaandika hivi 2.464. So in which cube ya 2.464 utaangalia kwenye mathematical table, cube yake ni cube ya hiyo ni 2.464, cube yake ni 14.96 times 10 power negative 6, kwa sababu negative 2 of piga power 3. So kama kuna 2 powers, you just multiply those 2 powers. So answer yako you can leave like this, okay, but ukitaka waweza andika bado times 10 power negative 6. So basically you'll have 0. Significant figure. So utapata 0.000 nyingi 000 0 ngapi tena, naangalia 0 1496. Ama waweza andika in standard form, andika 1.496 sawa times 10 power negative 5 sawa, whichever. Haya, am I correct? Yeah, it's correct. Tuendelee. Question 6, using factor method evaluate 8 cube roots ya 8000. Sasa hapo utumii mathematical table, so just come here, you get 8000 alafu tafuta. So divide by 2 ni 4000, you draw a factor tree. Divide by 2 again, you get 2000. Divide by 2 again, you get 1000. You divide by 2 again, you get 500. Divide by 2, 250. Okay, there's a lot. Mpaka ni shida pia kuchora. So let me just rub this on and draw it accurately. So utafanya hivi, 8000 divide by 2 ya 4000, divide by 2 again. But I think also it's not a must for us to do this way. You can simplify. You can simplify and write it like this. So waweza ukaandika in standard form, ukaandika 8 times 1000 alafu cube yake. So lakini umeambia using factor method. So basically nadhani wataka kuona hiyo factor tree. So let's use factor method all in all. So 8000 hapo itakuwa 4000, tena divide by 2 2000, divide by 2 1000, then divide by 2 500, divide by 2 gives you 250, divide by 2 gives you 125, divide by 3 if I'm correct. Divide by 3, don't think so. Divide by 5 gives me 25. Divide by 5, 5 and 5. So basically it should be 2 power ngapi? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 power 6 times 5 cubed. Okay, now if you cube this, usually it's very easy to cube. So if you cube this, how do you cube it? Waweza cube hivi. Kwa vile ni cube root, you can take a pair of 3. So upon a pair of 3 ya 2, so you'll have only 1, 2, another pair of 2 and a pair of 5. A pair of 3. So ama ukitaka waweza fanya hivi, you can cube it. So the powers you divide it by 3. So 6 divided by 3 ni 2 power 2. Na 5 power 3, hiyo 3 divided by 3 ya 5 itakuwa 1. So basically ni 2 squared 4 times 5 which is 20. Sawa, njia nyingine ni vile nilivyokuonesha, utachukua pair za 2 lakini tatu. So ukiangalia there are 2 2s and 1 5. Okay, choice question 7. Question 7. The sum of interior angles of a regular polygon is 720 degrees. Full stop. Calculate the number of sides of the polygon. And chroma 2, the size of each exterior angles. So, interior angle, sum of interior angle is given by 180 into bracket n minus 2. So ukiangalia hapa 180 into bracket n minus 2 is equivalent to 720. So let's divide by 180. Divide by 180. 180 yaingia kwa 720 mara ngapi? Mara 3, mara 4. So you just remain with n minus 2. Add 2, If we remove the -2, it remains with n equal to 6. So there are 6 sides in that polygon. The size of each exterior angle. Okay. So usually this is also very easy. The size of each exterior angle. There are two ways of solving this. You either waweza chukua 720 divide by 6 sides for you to get one interior angle. Interior angle moja tu peke yake, one, not all. So ukidivide 720 divided by 6, it gives you 12. Yeah, it gives you 12. 12. So does it give you 12? Yeah, it gives you 12. So 120 degrees for one interior angle. And you know that interior plus exterior gives you how much? 180. Okay. So if you want to get exterior, you just take 180 minus your interior, which is 60. So another way, let me use another pen to show you the other way. Njia nyingine ni rahisi. Sawa. Njia nyingine waweza fanya ni hivi. Waweza chukua 360 because exterior angles zote ya any shape ya kupa 360 divide by the number of sides, in which the number of sides here ni 6. So at the end of the day itakuwa bado 60 degrees. Hii ni simpler way, si unaona, kuliko hii. Okay, so tuendelee. Question 8. One face of a cube has an area of 225 square meters. What is the volume of the cube? So one face, cube ni hivi. So pap, pap, pap. So mimi nachora tu bare hand, but just notice a cube. So cube umeambiwa hii face moja iko na area ya 225 square meters. So this area is given by side times side because cube is side times side times side. So if you want to find that one side of this, you just find the square root of 225. Square root ya 225 ni ngapi? 225 waweza chora hiyo factor 3 pia hapa. So 225 divided by 5 ni 45. Okay. Times 5 divided by 5. Hapa ni 9 and 5, then divide by 3. Hata si lazima pia ewe naanza na 5 bila hali na leo naanza na 3. So 225 divided by 3 itakupa 75. Okay. If you divide by 3 again, itakupa 25 and divide by 5, it gives you 5 and 5. So basically hapa ni 3 squared times 5 squared. If you square root it, you're just halving the powers. So utachukua tu pair ya 3 na chukua pair ya 5. So pair ya 3 ni 3 na hapa ni 5. So basically nafanya 3 times 5. So which your square root is 15. So 15 meters. So remember umeulizwa cube, volume of cube, which is given by side times side. So times sides ni s cubed. So wachukua 15 cubed yake ndio itakupa kila side yamaanisha iko na 15 15 15. So 15 times 15 times 15, which is, chukua calculator yako kitaka, 15 cube ni 3375. So let me just write it here so that you don't get confused. So s cubed. So s cubed is just basically 15 times 15 times 15. And your answer is 3375 cubic meters. That is your answer. So tumeelewana. Tuendelee. Question 9. 5 photocopies can produce 90,000 copies in 6 hours a day. How many photocopies would be required to produce 168,000 copies working 8 hours a day? So hapa ni copies. Okay. Hapa ni kuna photocopies. Acha niandike tu photo. Kuna photocopies, hapa ni copies na hapa ni hours. So 5 such photocopies can produce 90,000 copies in 6 hours. So how many photocopies will be required to produce 168,000 copies in 8 hours a day? So you don't know the number of photocopies that you need. So you start by writing in proportions. So you start by writing 5, then multiply. And then kitu utafanya utaziba hii copies na mkono wako, and you'll assume it to have 1 copy each. So if 5 photocopies can produce 1 copy in 6 hours, what about 1 copy being produced in 8 hours? So angles at a point add up to 360. Hiyo ni kitu lazima ujue. Let me just, so you know angles at a point, you can just write it down. At a point add up to 360. So what do you do in this situation? So you know all these angles will add up to 360. So you take 81 plus 92 plus 100. So 81 plus 92 plus 100. And how much do you get? If you add those together, 3 together, you get 173. So after getting that 173, you just take 360 minus 173. Basically, what will be your answer? 360 minus 173. I think it gives you 360 minus 173 gives you 187. So basically, that's A is 187. So hii ni 187 degrees. Roman 2. This is a triangle, and angles in a triangle add up to 180. So basically, take 105 add to 42, it gives you 147. And then take 180 minus 147, and it should give you how much? 180 minus 147 gives you 33. So basically, D is 33 degrees. Okay. Now, angles in a straight line add up to 180. Add up to 180 degrees. So basically, just take 180 minus 42. Okay, 180 minus 42 gives you 138 degrees. So no. Maswali haya ni rahisi sana. Question 11. A jar contains 3 red, 4 blue, 5 green marbles. What's the probability of randomly drawing the red marble? So the number of marbles there are how much? So ni 3 plus 4 plus 5. So which is basically 7 plus 5, 12. So the 12 marbles. Red marbles itakuwa ni probability ya kupata red marble ni 3/12. So either write 3/12 or you can simplify. 3 divided by 3 ni 1. 12 divided by 3 ni 4. Blue marble ni 4/12 or 1/3. Okay, tuendelee na question C. Probability ya green marbles. Now, probability of green marbles, there are only 5 green marbles. Therefore, it's very easy to calculate this probability. So, kupata probability ya green marbles, utachukua, kama sijakosea, utachukua hiyo 5. Okay, 5/12, or you can simplify it. No, can't simplify it, so the final answer would be 5/12. Now, I don't know why is it 3 marks, but physically that's the way how you answer it. So question 12. simplify each of the following expressions. Okay, which is basically easy. So when you open up this bracket, hii itakuwa hivyo hivyo tu. But if you open up the other one, okay, open up the first bracket, nothing will change as per say. So the other one will change, so will be a negative. So negative 2x na nyingine itakuwa negative 2x squared y cubed, negative 2x, negative 2x squared y cubed. That is if you open up the bracket, because negative times positive gives you a negative. So minus 2x minus 2x. Collect the like terms. So for x squared y cubed minus 2x squared y cubed. Hii ni like term ya hiyo ingine. Minus 2x minus 2x. Sorry for that. So minus 2x minus 2x. So you just do 4 minus 2. Basically you just get 2. Na hiyo itabakia vile vile. So you get 2x squared y cubed minus 2x gives you minus 4x. So that's your answer. So wanafunzi wengi wakonfusika hapa, wakonfusika na hizi x squared y cubed. No, this is a like term to this. So when you're subtracting, you're just subtracting the coefficients. So utachukua 2 4 minus 2, but the letters will just remain the same. So the other one also the same thing. If you open up the first one, it just remains the same thing, minus 3 plus 3x. But the second one, if you open up the bracket, it's a negative, itakuwa ni positive 7x, and the other one will become negative 2. So you just change the signs. Collect the like terms, so minus 3 minus 2 plus 3x plus 7x. So minus 3 minus 2 ni minus 5 plus 3x plus 7x is 10x. Either you can write it like this, or you can also write it like this. So whichever is correct. 4 marks tayari. Question 13. The radius of a circle is 3.5 centimeter. Work out the area of the circle. So area of a circle is given by pi r squared. So in this case, our radius is given. So it's very easy to calculate. So been told give your answer correct to 3 significant figures. So 22 over 7 times 3.5 times 3.5. Okay, so by 7 1 by 7 0.5. So basically you're taking 22 times 5 times 35. Okay, 22 times 5 times 35. 22 times 5 is 110. 110 times 35, it becomes 3,850. Okay, but since there's 2 decimal places, it becomes 38.5. So 38.5 centimeter square. So to 3 significant figure, it should still be the same way. For me, it's just the same way. So another way, if you want to use pi, that's no centimeters, no cubed squared. If you want to use pi to be 3.142, you can also use it, or 3.14, times it by 3.5, times it by 3.5. Okay, it gives you another answer. Okay, that's 3.14 times 3.5 times 3.5, but 3, it should give you, okay, it gives you 38.465. So 3 significant figure, 1 2 3. So you look at the number which is in front of 4, which is 6 greater than 5. So write it still as 38.5 centimeter square. So whichever one you use, 3.142, 3.14, it's just the same. Question 14, the last question. Andrew has 3/4 of a candy bar left. He gives a half of the remaining bits of the candy bar to his sister. What fraction of the whole candy bar does Andrew have left for now? So he has 3/4 of a candy bar left. He gives a half of the remaining bit of the candy bar to his sister. So the 3/4 that he was remaining with, he gave it a half of it to his sister. So basically, his sister took 3/8, okay, of the candy bar. Okay, what fraction of the whole candy bar does Andrew have left for now? So I don't know if a quarter went to where, but he says he has 3/4 of candy bar left. So what fraction of the whole candy bar does Andrew have left for now? So basically, since he has 3/4, you minus it by 3/8, which he gave it to his sister. So 3/4, the LCM is basically 12. Yeah, it's 12. Is it 12? It's 8, sorry. LCM is 8. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 2 times 2 is 3. 8 divided by 8 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. So basically, 3/8 left. Okay, so basically, also that's your answer at the end of the day. So I hope you find the lesson intriguing, and I hope we will interact in other lessons. Remember, I'll still be posting other papers. So also write down the topics that you might see is very essential for you to learn, especially when you're grade 9 or grade 8 or 7. Okay, so but for now, subscribe and share this session to your friends. وهذا السلام عليكم. Before I forget also, I have classes which I usually hold with students, online classes. So if you want to book with me, just use this number 97550885. You can find me on WhatsApp or you can call me and book a lesson with me so that you can get a good grade in your KJSEA exams. وهذا السلام